In this subject, hydraulic engineering, today I will continue that fluid kinematics that I was discussing in the last chapter, in the last class. So in the last class, we discussed about the fluid, different types of fluid flow. We discussed about flow path, strict lines, path line, different flow lines that we discussed. In continuity, equation we discussed. In today's class, I'll start from this circulation. Circulation from the rotational flow. In rotational flow, the circulation is mathematically expressed as the line integral of the tangential velocity about a closed path. Yet there is a rotational flow here, and this is the streamlines. The velocity along the streamline is v, and this is the rotational flow, and the tangential to this rotational flow is v cos theta. In the normal direction, it is v sin theta. So this circulation is the integration of v cos theta into ds. ds is the distance traveled. So this tangential velocity into distance, okay, will give you the circulation. If you consider this grid box, okay, delta x and delta y length, in x direction, y direction, in x direction velocity is u, in y direction it is v. So if it is u in x direction, okay, it is in a rotational motion. In this rotational, okay, fluid is in rotational motion. So if it is u here, then at distance delta y, it will be del u by del y into delta y, because del u is change in velocity per del y distance. For delta y, it will be del u by del y into delta y. So the total velocity here at delta y distance will be u plus del u by del y into delta y. V is velocity here. After delta x, the change will be del v by del x into delta x, because del v change for del x distance. For delta x, it will be del v by del x into delta x. So in this rotational motion, if you want to calculate the circulation, the distance in tangential velocity into distance travel, okay, that we have to calculate. Means u in the x direction, here it is u, distance is delta x, so u delta x plus from b to c, velocity is v plus u del v by del x into delta x, distance is delta y. In this direction, from c to d, it will be minus of u plus del u by del y into delta y, because it is in this direction. So in this direction, it will be minus into delta x. Next, from d to a, it will be v is in this direction. So in this direction, it will be minus v into delta y. So if you simplify this equation, you will get del v by del x minus del u by del y into delta x delta y. So circulation is this. What is delta x delta y? This thickness in x direction and y direction. So next is vorticity. Vorticity is nothing but the circulation per unit area. So here, if you divide with the unit area, you will get del v by del x minus del u by del y. And rotation is also that term associated with this rotational flow. It is vorticity by 2, which is half of del v by del x minus del u by del y. Vorticity, this notation is omega. In Greek letter, it is omega. It is in capital letter. Rotation, it is also omega. Same in Greek, it is small letter. It is capital, it is small letter of omega in Greek. For irrotational flow, this rotational component means rotation or vorticity will be 0. Means there is no rotation. For rotational flow, there must be vorticity and circulation, rotation. So rotation you can calculate like half of this. In x direction, it will be del w by del z, del y minus del v by del z, and it will be wy will be half of del y by del z minus del w by del x. Wz half of del v by del x minus del u by del y. So if you can calculate, just you can remember this x, y, then z. In circular circular motion x, y, z, from y, z, x, z, x and y. And if it's y, z, then z, the velocity corresponding to z direction, it is w. Velocity corresponding to y, it is v. So it will just exchange. So like this, you can remember this rotational, this rotation component in x, y, and z direction. Similarly, the vorticity, which is twice the rotation, which will give you this del w by del y minus del v by del z in x direction. Similarly, in y direction and z direction, that you can remember. In vector form, you can write the rotation, then it will be half of this wxi cap plus wyj cap plus wz k cap. So w is half of, if you write in the matrix form, ijk del by del x del by del y. Just to remember, okay, this equation in matrix form, you can write this uvw del by del x del by del y del by del z uvw. It will give you, it is the half of curl of v. It is called curl of v in matrix form. Omega, it is same, that is omega x y cap, omega y j cap, omega z k cap. Omega is this ijk del by del x del by del y del by del z uvw is curl of v. So if you know the uvw expression with respect to x and y z and z direction, then you can estimate this rotation and vorticity. Let's solve one small problem here on this vorticity and rotation. Here the velocity in x direction is given, y direction it is given, z direction it is given. A, B, C, D, E, F are the constants. So it is a case of possible fluid flow, and if it is irrotational, is the flow is irrotational? If not, then determine vorticity and rotation. Okay, if it is rotational flow, then it will be 0. Vorticity rotation will be 0. So first find the whether it is case of fluid flow, then you find whether it is irrotational or rotational. To find the whether it is case of possible fluid flow, we have to verify the continuity equation. In 3-dimensional, del u by del x plus del v by del y plus del w by del z is equal to 0. If you put u value here, del u by del x is 0, del v by del y is 0, del w by del y del z is 0. So if you put here, it will be 0. It 0 means continuity equation is satisfied. So it is a case of fluid flow. Now you have to calculate the curl. Okay, because vorticity and rotation will give you is estimated from the curl of v. So curl is estimated in matrix form ijk del by del x del by del y del by del z u v d w. So u value you put here, v expression you put here, w expression you put here. If you just calculate this partial derivative you take, okay, if you simplify this equation, you will get the -2 whole into cj plus bk. So it is not 0. That means it is rotational. It is not irrotational. So vorticity will be this value, that is -2 of cj plus bk. That is 2 square root of c square plus b square. And rotation is this vorticity by 2, which is square root of c square plus b square. Next topic I want to discuss, that is potential flow. This flow, the flow which is frictionless, means there is no viscosity, incompressible, density is constant, irrotational means no rotation. That is called potential flow. To characterize the flow, whether it is rotational, whether it is irrotational, even if it is whether it is exist or not, and to describe the velocity field, two scalar functions are used. One is velocity function, another is stream function. The velocity function, the velocity potential function is the scalar function in space and time. Okay, and that is that its negative gradient. Its negative gradient gives the velocity in that direction in an irrotational flow. So for an irrotational flow only, okay, the negative gradient in any direction will give the velocity in that direction. In negative, the gradient with respect to x, it will give you velocity in u x direction, that is u. If it is a negative derivative or the gradient with y, then it will give you velocity in y direction, that is v. So this negative direction means it indicates phi decreases with increase in value of x, y, z and t. If you use this phi in continuity equation in 3D, which is del u by del x plus del v by del y plus del w by del z. So if you put u value here, v value here, w value here in terms of phi, then u is minus del phi by del x, it is v is minus del phi by del y, w is minus del phi by del z. So it will give you, means it will be your del square phi by del x square, or del square phi or del y square plus del square phi by del z square is equal to 0, which is called Laplace equation. So if the flow is satisfying the Laplace equation, that means phi exists. There is phi. Flow is, there is possible class of fluid flow. Use this phi to estimate the rotational component wx, wy, wz. Wx, that you know, that is half of wy minus this w means this is the omega x. Sorry, the omega x is half of wy minus vz. Omega y is half of uz minus wx. So you put, and in place of this u, w, v, u, you write, if you write the expression in terms of phi, okay, it will give you the half of w is del phi by del z minus del phi by del z. So it will be del by del y of minus del phi by del z, will minus del by del z of del phi by del y. So it will give del square phi by del y by del z. It will plus del square phi by del y del z. So which is 0. Here also omega y will give half of this del by del z whole into u is minus del phi by del x minus del by del x, w is del phi by del z. So it is plus minus minus plus, here is minus del square phi by del z del x plus del square phi by del x del z, which is 0. This is also similarly 0. It means rotational component rotation in x, y and z direction is 0. That means flow is irrotational. So if the phi satisfies this Laplace equation, then phi exists. There is possible case of fluid flow, and the rotational most component is 0. That means flow is irrotational. Hence, if phi satisfies Laplace equation, it represents the possible case of potential flow, frictionless, incompressible, and irrotational flow. Next is stream function psi. Define incompressible flow in 2D and 3D with the axis symmetric. Means usually it is in 2D. Okay. In 3D, axis symmetric means flow is in rotation about a common axis, about a symmetric axis, one common axis. It is rotating like this. The axis about which it is rotating, that is symmetric. That's why it's called 3D asymmetric, axis symmetric. So usually it is applied in 2D flow, such that its gradient with respect to any direction gives the velocity component at perpendicular to the direction. Its gradient with respect to y will give you the velocity in the perpendicular direction. That means in x direction, that is u. Here in x direction, it will give you velocity in y direction, that is v, but it is in this case it will be minus. So in 2D continuity equation, del u by del x plus del v by del y is 0. So if you put expression of u and v in terms of psi, it will give you del square phi by del x square del x del y minus del square phi by del x del y, which is 0. That means it is a possible case of fluid flow. If there is psi, then there is a possible case of fluid flow. If it satisfies the continuity equation, psi exists and there is a possible case of fluid flow. The rotational components are omega z. This is the omega z. Okay, if you calculate, it will give you minus half. If you put expression of vu in terms of psi, it will give minus half of del square psi by del x square plus del square psi by del y square. For irrotational flow, this is 0. So this del square psi by del x square plus del square psi by del y square is 0. That means Laplace equation. Means automatically it is not satisfying this term. Like in this phi, rotational components are 0. If it satisfies the Laplace equation, then it is a rotational flow. Okay. But here, if phi satisfies the continuity equation, it will show a possible case of fluid flow. But it does not mean the flow is in rotation. We cannot say flow is rotational or irrotational flow. Its properties of stream function. This psi is constant along a streamline. Along a particular streamline, the psi value remains constant throughout the length. For continuous flow means there is no disturbance in between, means no sink or no source in between the flow. For a continuous flow, the volume flow rate is 0 across the closed path. Across the closed path, the volume flow rate is 0. Flow rate is 0. Rate of change of psi with distance. Rate of change of psi with distance is directly proportional to component of velocity normal to their direction. That we discussed already. If two incompressible flow patterns are superimposed, let's psi one stream flow, psi 1 stream flow. If is superimposed, then the resulting equal R means 2 psi. The sum of psi gives the psi of another flow pattern. Means psi 1, psi 2 is the stream, another stream. This next come to the equipotential line. The line joining the points of equal phi, equal velocity potential function. The line joining the points of equal phi means phi is constant. The line which joins the points of equal phi is called equipotential line. That's why equal potential means velocity potential function. That line is called equipotential line. Phi is constant or d phi is 0. D phi you can write in this partial derivative for del phi del x into dx plus del phi del y into dy, because phi is function of x and y. Okay, into d is will be 0. So del phi del x is minus u, del phi del y is minus b. So minus u dy minus b dy is 0. So dy by dx is minus u by b. What is dy by dy? Dy by dx is that is the slope of a line. It means the slope of equipotential line is minus u by b. Okay. Next, if you want to find the relationship between phi and psi, for constant phi curve, slope is del y by del x. Del y by del x slope is equal to del phi by del x by del phi by del y is equal to u by b. Del phi del x is for constant phi curve. Okay, minus will cancel. Here it will minus, there will be minus here, but that will cancel, so it will be u by b. For constant psi curve, that already we discussed in the last slide, that is okay, it's del y by del x, del psi by del x, del psi by del y, which is minus b by u. So product of slope of phi and psi is minus 1. Okay, I think the del psi by del x is minus b by u. Okay. So the product, if you multiply these two, you'll get minus 1. Hence, the phi and psi lines are perpendicular to each other. Here you can see, this is the dam. Here there is seepage lines. These are called flow lines or the stream lines. These are called psi lines, streamlines or the psi lines. Here if you join the points of equal head, that means the points of equal potential head, okay, equal phi value, you will get that the equipotential line. If you join this line, the points, you will get equipotential line. That is called phi lines. They are phi lines. They are phi lines. This network, this grid obtained by drawing a series of streamlines and equipotential line is called flow net. So it is a simple graphical technique for studying the 2D irrotational flow, especially when mathematical relation for phi and psi is not available. When phi psi relationship is not available, so this graphical technique is used to analyze the 2D irrotational flow. Use of flow net to determine the streamlines and equipotential lines, to determine quantity of seepage and upward lift pressure below the hydraulic structure, the quantity of seepage here below the structure, to determine streamlines at the outlets means here outlets means here to construct this outlet structure. Okay, the streamlines are required. Okay, to determine the velocity and pressure distribution for a given flow boundary. Okay, just come to this problem. So that flow is possible, u is given, derive relative stream function, uv is given. So the continuity equation del u by del x plus del v by del y will be equal to 2y plus of minus 2y is 0. That means flow is possible. Relative stream function, how to derive? The u is del psi by del y. So if u is 2xy, so del psi by del y is 2x, del psi by del y is 2xy. So psi you can get by integrating this 2xy dy, which is xy square plus fx. So psi, so if you take minus del psi by del x, is minus y square minus f dash x. Means if we integrate with respect to x, the minus del psi by del x is nothing but v. Okay, that means v is equal to, v is already given, that is u square plus x square minus x square y square. Okay, this is actually a square. This is a square. A square plus x square minus y square, which is equal to this minus y square minus f dash x. So hence f dash x, if you simplify this equation, you will get minus of a square plus x square. So fx is minus of a square x plus x cube by 3 plus constant. So psi is xy square. Fx, this fx value, if you put here, this value here, will get xy square plus minus of a square x square plus x cube by 3 plus constant. Like this, you can solve the problems. In second problem, in a TD incompressible fluid, the fluid velocity components are given u and v, so that phi exists and determine its from as well as psi. Means phi and psi expression we have to calculate. The velocity potential function exists if flow is irrotational. This is the vorticity. Okay, that means vorticity is 0. The velocity potential exists if flow is irrotational. So we have to find the rotational component here. The vorticity del v by del x minus del u by del y. So here v is u is given. So if we derive this, you take derivative of this v with respect to x, it will give you minus 4. It will give you plus 4. Minus of minus plus 4. So it will be 0. That means irrotational flow and phi exists. From this, if you want to estimate this phi, going to derive this phi equation, then phi we can write this in partial derivative form with respect to x and y. It will give you del phi by del x into dx plus del phi by del y into dy, and del phi by del x we know that is minus u into dx minus del b into del y. So in place of u and b, we can write this to equation. We'll get the phi is half of y square minus x square plus 8xy plus c. Okay, so here d phi is given and phi will be here integration. Here phi will be integration of this term. So this integration will give you this term in this equation. D psi, again we can express this psi, you can express in both partial derivative form, del psi by del x into dx plus del psi by del y into dy. So del psi is minus v dx, del psi by del x is minus v, del psi by del y is u, minus v dx plus u dy. So here v is this equation you can write here, minus of this v plus u equation you can write here. So psi is the integration of this. So integration, after integrating, it will give you 2 of x square minus y square plus 2xy plus c. So this is the expression of psi. So like this you can solve the problems. Thank you so much.